For hole 1, there aren't any changes. We are playing it to the left side with a plus 10% over adjustment on your drive. 6 topspin, no left or right spin. At 374, I played this at 58% slider at a 0% elevation, 4 bars of top spin, 2 left spin, aiming your ball guide to the right side of the pin. You will then pull at a straight angle favoring 1201. Also on your drive, the hole is not a straightforward hole, so the 2.5% rule might not apply. What I do is try and hit the same yardage mark, and if I hit a great left, I will add 0.1. If I hit a great right, I will subtract 0.1 from my adjustment because it's going to be different. It's going to be on a different area on the fairway. It's either going to be closer to the hole or further from the hole because it's not a straightforward shot. So just remember that you're going to have to make small tweaks if you hit a great left or a great right. The only thing we changed for hole 2 is our drive. We're still using a power 4 ball, and if you have an APOC, it's going to make your life easier. You're going to use max right spin and 6 top spin. Go to the plus 0 yard mark, so basically when the 1 goes to the 0 with your red ring by the rough, and then you're going to over adjust your shot with a 10% over adjustment. Then you're going to use about a half a ball of curl, no overpower, and just take your shot. If you go to the 19th hole expert tournament page, there are multiple drive options that we have on the page. The link will be in the description below. For the second shot, we still suggest that you bring your Kata or your big dog. I do about 2 top spin. I could reduce it to about 1.5. I'm trying different spins, but this shot plays at least at a 30% over adjustment. I even think it could go as much as 45 to 50, to be honest. It just depends. So you're going to have to tweak this one on your own. I do use a little overpower to be safe, but I have been just playing this at 30% just to get my ball on the green, take my eagle, and run. For hole 3, you can still use the quarterback rough bump option. It plays at 0% min distance, full right spin, 1 top spin, and then you're just going to aim your ball guide at the hole. Try and do a straight pull favoring, we think, 1159. If you are missing, try favoring 1201. We still haven't gotten this 100% dialed in. It doesn't drop every single time, and we think it's because of the wind angle change. So we have one wind angle dialed, it's just not the other wind angle. So this one is a 50-50 shot as well, but it has dropped for other people as well. If you don't want to waste a wind ball on this hole, you can use a Kingmaker. You're going to have your red ring by the rough. You're going to do 3.5 backspin with 3.5 right spin. Your red ring is going to be touching the rough, and you're going to be at the plus 4 yard mark as it goes from 5 to 4. So the upper 4 yard mark. Red ring touching the rough, ball guide going to the hole, and then you're going to play this at maximum distance with a plus 25% over adjustment. For hole 4, we are still doing the APOC blast shot. The safe layup shot will be provided on the Facebook tournament page and also in the notes that Fenzel creates on his dock. We are just waiting to put that together. Here we are doing full top spin, full left spin, aiming to the right hand side of the rough, adjusting our shot at max distance with a 0% elevation. I have yet to get a tailwind in this tournament on the opening round, so we don't know what the weekend will look like. You might have to take some topspin off if it's the tailwind, but so far I haven't gotten nothing but side wind. So after you adjust, you're going to have your curl at the just beyond the triangle, and then you're going to try and hit perfect. A great left and a great right have been fine so far, and I just wanted to show you this chip from this spot. You do not have to offset your chip. So I made the mistake of offsetting because I thought it was going to push more, and it doesn't. So spin your ball against the wind and then put your ball guide, I would say, to the left of pin, and you should be fine. Here is another shot. Now, when I did play my APOC 5, I have yet to make it over that rough with a side wind. So you might try globe, but I have had big wins with my APOC 5 and I have yet to go through that rough. So again, max top, max left, adjust at max distance with a 0% elevation, push up to max, and then your curl is going to be just outside the triangle. If on the weekend we do get the tailwind, you will have to take off topspin, so just be wary of what angle we might get on the weekend. But here I did hit a great left and it was perfectly fine. Again, the layup option will be provided on the Facebook page as well as Fenzel's notes on his dock. Fenzel and I finally figured out hole 5 on his stream. And so what we're doing is a power 1 wind 5 side spin 3 ball, max right spin with 3.2 top spin. You're going to be offsetting your shot to the left of the pin. You will then adjust at a minus 10% elevation at mid distance of your club, and then you will push back 1 ring after your shot. So you're going to push back towards the tee 1 ring. Again, you're going to use a power 1 side spin 3 wind 5 ball if you have it. You're going to do max right spin with 3.2 top spin. You're then going to offset your shot to the left of the pin. You're then going to adjust your shot with a minus 10% elevation at mid distance of your club, and then push back 1 ring towards the tee. You will also favor an 1159 pool. Another option you can use is a Sniper Kingmaker option. You're going to be playing this one at 0% mid distance of your club, 4.1 backspin with 6.1 right spin, and your ball guide just offset to the right of the hole. You are then going to adjust your shot with a 0% elevation at mid distance. This shot is also favoring an 1159 pull. For hole 6, there is a wind angle that you can possibly clip the rough. Now I really haven't figured out that wind angle but we are thinking to play it safe that you should actually go about 12 rings. Here I did go a little too far to the right before I started my pull. I should be more center so that I won't be clipping that rough, but here I did go 11 rings and was perfectly fine, but we think maybe 0.5 to another ring is going to be even safer. So again, I would do a good 12 rings to be on the safe side for the weekend. For the second shot, you want to play it at a plus 30% over adjustment. So here I played at min sniper with a plus 30% adjustment, and my ball guide is basically offset to the right of the pin. Again, here's another angle or another shot for hole 6. Full top, full right spin. She only did 4, but you should do full right spin. She's then turning her screen to align with the arrow and then aiming her shot where she would like it to bounce. Just imagine another line going and making an X. That's kind of what you want. So here, after she done that, she put her screen back and then counted. She did 11.5 rings because she thought it was going to basically push her ball too much and maybe possibly clip the rough. So it kind of proves our theory of we should probably be going 12 rings just to be on the safe side. So here she didn't clip the rough, but if she would have went 11 rings, she could have possibly clipped the rough. So again, we think that you should probably be going about 12 rings. For her second shot, she did play at a plus 30% over adjustment, but she played at 30% slider. So you're going to have to figure out a slider percentage if you don't get your ball far enough up the fairway. So there are no real yardages that we can give you to give you a slider position. So if you have a chart or something to do slider percentages, we suggest you use it. But here she did 30% slider with a plus 30% over adjustment. Hole 7 is going to be one of those par 3s that if you get it, you're awesome. If you don't get it, you're pretty much with 90% of us. Here is one option that you can do. You can play this at 40% maximum distance with a power 2 wind 5 ball, 3.5 back with 0.5 to the left. You're going to have your red ring touching the curvature of the rough to the right and then offsetting your ball probably to the left of the pin. Now Keith has hit this shot. I have not yet tried this, but it has dropped for him multiple times by doing this shot, so it is up to you if you would like to attempt this shot. In my previous walkthrough, I showed you a shot at 65% slider at 40% elevation. That is working for some people. We were just not hitting it, so we were just trying other shots to see if anything would be consistent. Fenzel and I were trying to work on a no moving target. This is where you do not move your target whatsoever. Here I played 3 backspin with 4 left spin. we are pulling at an 1159 pull angle at 35% over adjustment. So it's max distance with a 35% over adjustment. Do not move your target. Do 3 backspin with 4 left spin. Now what we think will actually work is 3 backspin and 3.8 side spin to the left, because we just barely missed this shot. But other wind angles are coming in to the right. So this again is a hole that you might only drop once in a tournament. If you don't want to waste a wind ball on this hole and you would like to use a Kingmaker option, you can play this at 65% slider with a 40% over adjustment, 2.5 backspin with 2 right spin. Now this works for this wind angle. Other wind angles might actually need 3 backspin with 3 right spin, or 3.8 backspin with 3 right spin. They are still not known at this time what the other wind angle plays, but it's going to be set with a good square offset to the left. Your white ring is going to be into the rough with your clear, the rough showing through the clear, about half the rough into the clear. It's a very hard shot to dial in, but if you take still photos of this video, then it might help you dial this shot in. But again, this is playing at 65% slider with a 40% over adjustment. On hole 8, we are using the APOC and the Zerk method. There are other shots available on the 19th Hole Expert Tournament page, and the link will be in the description below. But here we are using topspin based on the wind strength and the wind angle. So when you pull down your rings at a 10% adjustment, so you're playing this at max with a plus 10% adjustment, if you pull down to the 5 or 6, it's going to determine whether you're going to use 3 topspin or 4 topspin. The less you pull down, the more side it is, which means the more topspin you need. That's why I adjusted my topspin to 4.5. So again, just remember, the more you pull down, the less topspin that you need. The less you pull down, the more topspin you'll need, because it's more of a side wind. If your angle is pulling down more down to the 4-yard mark on your ball, or your ball yardage, I would suggest only going 3 topspin. Credit Damien for this drive. His link will be in the description below. He is an awesome streamer with great content. I'm using a Thor 6 full topspin, and I should have used max right spin, but I only used 2 or 3. But you want to do full topspin, max right spin. You're going to aim down the middle, adjust your shot with a plus 10% over adjustment, and then you're going to push up 2 rings. Then you will do full overpower. This is getting us in a consistent drive of around 420. And at 420, we do have percentage markers for the second shot. I have yet to make it because I just can't hit perfect on the second shot. But this is a very consistent drive, and it should help you dial in the second shot better. At the end of this clip, there will be some slider percentages for you at the drive yardages. And here you're going to play at a minus 10% elevation. You can do no spin to the hole and then do an 1159 pull angle. Here I did use some spin to the hole, but you do not have to. I would suggest actually going a little bit further down than where I'm at right here, and playing it with the red ring more, touching the rough. So again, this shot is a hard shot, but it is played at a minus 10% elevation, and there are some slider percentages for you at the end of this video. And remember guys, hit perfect and good luck this weekend.